myself. Hello everyone, this is the Wexford Stamper with our first night of 10 consecutive weekday evenings in a row, and we will be sharing some great Halloween treat boxes. Sorry about the delay there, I was having some technical difficulties. Hi Kathleen, I see you. Nice to see you. Go ahead and put your name in the comments. Let me see who's here this evening. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. My name is Barb Reed and I'm the Wexford Stamper. And I have Tuesday evening Facebook Lives every week. But this week I'm going to be doing, hey Mary, I'm going to be doing 10 consecutive weekdays of Halloween ideas. So I hope you guys are excited to see them. I'm surely excited to show them off. All right, let's see. Am I coming through? Can everybody see me here? Hi, Deb. Oh. Okay. I don't know why it's still showing the Wexford Stamper. Oh, there we are. Hello, hello. I was wondering when that was going to move. Hello, everyone. Little bit of technical challenges, but I'm glad everybody is here this evening. All right, let's go ahead and get started. As I told you, I have 10 projects to share with you for Halloween. And I'm going to be coming on Facebook Live at 7 o'clock every weekday evening for the next 10 weekday evenings. All right, and I'm actually going to be using the same materials each week just to make it easier for you if you're trying to think what you need for Halloween. I've been able to find some really great items that would work for all 10 of these projects. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at first at the things that the product I'm going to be using this evening. Okay, I am going to be using the Scary Cute stamp set. Very adorable. Love these little profiles of the trick-or-treaters. And I really like the cute sayings on this one. That was what kind of drew me to this one. This is a great one that I can use all these sayings on my boxes. This is a red rubber stamp. Okay. And then for the paper, I found a fabulous deal here. This is the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. And this, you'll look at the price and you'll say, wow, that is a lot. But what happens here is you get, I think there's 40 sheets in here. 40 sheets of all different kinds of gingham. Not only will you be able to use this through fall and Halloween, but there's some really pretty pastels that you'll be able to use into next year. So this is a great deal. 40 12 by 12 sheets. let me see what the colors are here that they write. Basic gray, black, blushing bride, calypso coral, garden green, mint macaron, pumpkin pie, real red, smoky slate, so saffron. So those are all colors in here, and they have really cute little gingham. Yep, Jean, I was having a little bit of challenges in the beginning, so but I think we're on the way this time. But yeah, let me know anytime you're having some challenges with my Facebook live stream. So this is the paper we're going to be using tonight, and obviously we're going to use some that are in the color palette for Halloween. And then our final item that I'm going to be using from the catalog is this black and white gingham ribbon. Love this. This is great for any time of year, but when you pair it with something orange and black, it really, really is a beautiful addition to any kind of a Halloween project. Okay, so those are the 3 items, and for the next 10 evenings, I'm going to be using those 3 products to make all the different boxes. Okay, of course, I'm going to be using some different colors of cardstock, but that is really the only purchases I made for this Halloween. Okay, let me take a real close look here at our box this evening. This is a mini Moonpie box. And you can see I have a hole cut out of the middle there. And you can see the little mini Moonpie in there. And let me open the box. And that is, these are banana flavored moon pies because I like that they were yellow, more like the moon. And I thought that was really cute to kind of have that back there behind my little trick-or-treater on the box. I got these little mini moon pies at the Walmart. You can probably find these at your local grocery store too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Remember that you can always get the printable PDF on my blog after the Facebook live stream today. And it will include a picture with the template, and hopefully it'll make it very easy for you to cut out the box. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put my notes over here so I can read them. Okay, the first thing you're going to need for your card base, I chose pumpkin pie. Another great Halloween orange is calypso coral. So either of those would be great for this. And this piece is cut at 6 inches by 8 3/4 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my scoring board, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring for this one. Okay, let's go on the long side first. We're going to score at 1 inch, 4 inches, 5, and 8. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the short side, and we're going to score it at 1/2, 1.5, 4.5, 5.5. Okay, remember all these dimensions will be on my blog and on your downloadable PDF. All right, then I'm going to take my bone folder, and let's go ahead and get all these score lines creased nicely, because the nicer they're creased, the more definite those score lines are when we're building our box, the better the boxes come together. So I know it is really early to be thinking about Halloween, but I like to get out there with my ideas really early so you have time to think about it. And if you do want to order something, you'll have plenty of time to get it before it's time for the trick-or-treaters to come. I love to make them for my friends too. I don't make them come to the house and say trick or treat, but I just really love to have little treats to give them during the Halloween season. All right, here is the paper all scored and creased with my bone folder. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my template that I created. Okay, and this is what we're going for. It's really kind of like a pizza box, a little bit like a pizza box. So this is what we're going for. Now, to know which end you want to cut, you're going to notice that one of the vertical panels is a little wider than the other. This one is 1 inch wide. This one is a 1/2 inch wide. Okay, so the one on the 1/2 inch wide side is going to be the flap, this little tiny flap that goes into the box when we close the front lid. Okay, so this is the side that's going to be the front flap. Okay, so I'm going to grab my scissors here, and we are going to cut off a big chunk to start. We're going to go in 2 vertical score lines, and I'm going to go cut up to the second vertical score line. So into, up 2. Okay, same over here. Into, up 2. What's everybody's favorite candy for Halloween? Oh, yes. Yep. I like to give them out to the bank tellers too. That's a great idea, Jean. All right. So now we have our lid flap ready to go. Now I'm going to turn it to the side. Let's turn it this way. So it's just like this one here. And we're going to cut up these tiny flaps here up through the first to the second horizontal score line, and we're going to cut off that tiny little rectangle on both of those flaps. Okay, I'll show you a reason why we have this little extra piece here as our box comes together. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, up through the first score line to the second, and then I'm going to cut off that tiny little rectangle. Then I'm going to cut a little bit of wedges on the flap. Same thing here. And there will be a picture of this template on your PDF as well as on the blog. If you get a little confused, you can look at that. All right, so there is our template. Okay, we have these 2 extra sections, and let me show you why. I'm going to bring in the box. This allows the lid to come down, but it doesn't fall into the box. It doesn't sag and fall into the box. Those tabs here on the side keep it up. Now, I did not include a piece of window sheet there. Oh, I love candy corn too. I've seen it in the stores, Kathy. I don't want to start getting it yet. I love candy corn. Okay. You could put window sheet there, but I just left it go since there's cellophane on your treat. Okay, so that's why we are creating these little extra things here, because if they weren't there, let's take these away, your box lid is going to kind of sink into your box, and that is not good. We don't want our boxes kind of just sinking. Not a good thing. All right, so that's why we do that. Now, I like to fancy up my box a little bit. So I'm going to grab my Cornerrounder. Now this Cornerrounder is no longer available, but I'm sure you could find one at a local craft store, which will remain nameless, or even on Amazon. Okay, so I'm going to round these corners on the flap, and I'm even going to round these tiny portions that go inside the box, these mini flaps. Just make it look a little nicer. Okay. And let's see, one more wiggle there. All right, now I've got all those edges rounded. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and place our designer series paper. Just like I said before, I'm using the Gingham Cottage, and the Gingham Cottage does have this beautiful gray and black gingham, which is perfect for Halloween. This piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to grab my glue and I'm going to put that right down on the lid of the box that we just cut the sides away. Oh dear. All right, let's try this one. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place that right on the lid. Okay, there we go. All right, the last thing we're going to do before we assemble the box, I am going to use a 2-inch circle punch. Now you can use a 2-inch die cut circle. You could use a square. You could use a diamond, whatever you'd like. I like the circle because it kind of looks like a moon. And I'm going to go ahead and come in here from the side, and I'm going to punch a circle right in the center as close as I can get. There we go. Okay, so there I cut out a 2-inch circle there. Okay, and that's where my little treat is going to show through. Okay, as I said before, you can put a piece of window sheet in there if you'd like. If you're going to use it for a different type of treat, the window sheet would be a great idea. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put our box together. Just a tiny bit of glue on each of those tabs is all you need. Okay, we're going to fold the tab down and behind the side of the box so that the edge of the side and that fold meet up right together. And we're just going to hold that for a second. Same with the other side. And let's fold in our back. So all of these are going together to create our box bottom. Okay, one more over here. Gonna fold it inside. We're gonna line up the edge of the side of the box to the folded score line. Just hold that a little bit. Okay, there we go. I can open that up a little bit. Let me get rid of these little rounded pieces. And that's how easy that is. Let me grab a moon pie. There are 12 of these in a box. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that right in there. Going to fold down my flaps here. And then I'm going to fold down the box lid. So there you have it. There, that's how easy that one is. Okay, now we're not finished yet. Let's go ahead and do a little embellishing on the front. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of white cardstock, basic white, and we're going to go ahead and grab the little Frankenstein monster here. There's a lot of really cute little profiles or shadows, I guess would be a better name, for our little trick-or-treaters here. There's a little vampire, a fairy, Frankenstein. I'm not sure what that one is. He has a little lantern, and then there's a little group of trick-or-treaters there. I've used all of these on the treat boxes, so you'll get a chance to see all of them. All right, I'm grabbing my Memento ink, and we're going to start with our little Frankenstein monster for our first treat box. I'm just going to make a little Frankenstein right here on my basic white paper. And I'm going to grab a smaller scissors, and I'm going to be fussy cutting my little Frankenstein out here. He's not too bad to cut out. You don't have to be perfect, but I just like the way that we kind of stuck him on the box, and he looked like he was marching along doing his trick-or-treating, and you can see the moon in the background, or the moon pie. Okay, there he is. He's all cut out. All right, the second thing I did was I grabbed a smaller slice of pumpkin pie. I did. Where'd it go? I had a little 3/4 inch piece. Let me grab some here and I can make one quick. Okay. I'm going to have a 3/4 inch strip of pumpkin pie, and as soon as I cut it out, I'll find the other one, I'm sure. Okay, and what we're going to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. And the sentiment choices here are so great. That was the main reason I really love this set. It has Say Boo and Scary On, Love at First Bite, Halloween Happiness, Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet, and then there's a little boo here, and then a to and from if you'd want to put that on a gift you were giving. All right, so we're going to start with the Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet for this one. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it on this 3/4 inch strip of pumpkin pie. And we're going to go ahead, and that is going to go right here along the edge of the box at the lower right hand side. Let me cut a little more of that off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that right here like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it down with glue. So you're only going to need a tiny bit of glue here to hold it down. So you don't have to go crazy with the glue. So there we have that so far. And now we're going to put our little Frankenstein monster in there. And he is going to go on with dimensionals, of course. Okay, now you want to be careful where you put your dimensionals because you don't want to stick them down to the Moonpie. So I'm really just going to put one right on his body. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put him right there, like that. Okay, so there is our embellishments for that. We've got Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet, cute little Frankenstein. Last thing we're going to do is put a cute little bow on. And again, we're going to use, well, we're going to use the black and white gingham ribbon. Okay. Cut off a nice piece of that. And the way I attach that is I just put it around the flap of the box. So I'm just going to open the box for a minute, slide it under there, and close it again. Then I'm going to grab the two ends and we're going to make a bow. So that's how easy that is. So this is a really quick little box you can make. You can get those Moonpies in boxes of 12. So you could easily make 12 of these little treat boxes in an evening. So very, very cute, very easy, and the kids will love them. All right, let's go ahead and bring these strings down this way instead of going up. Come on, you guys. There we go. Got to get those loops a little smaller. They're going a little crazy. And I had my little bow up here at the right-hand side, just kind of to balance with our cute little Frankenstein monster there on the left. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut away some of the ribbon. Let's bring him down there too. Okay, that they're both sticking at the bottom. Make this a little smaller. I always overthink here and cut, perfectionist. Okay, so there it is. There is box number 1. Is that not adorable? Who wouldn't love getting that for Halloween? Isn't that so cute? All right, so this is our first day 1 treat box. Now, I will be back on tomorrow evening at 7 again for day 2. And I'm not going to give you any hints or anything, so you have to come back and join me and see what else I come up with. But remember, we're using the same materials for all 10 boxes. So it was really fun to make those. So I hope we see you again tomorrow at 7. Take care. Bye-bye now.
I tried that Moonpie crab.